So today I've gotten the sexy buttons. I got a set of 6 from someone who was selling on Facebook Marketplace because if you want to buy them brand new, they're slightly on the expensive end. With the current promotions, I think it goes for $260. With the current promotions they have, it goes for roughly $260 and might have 20% off. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be getting a lot more fun stuff in the future around my Tesla or travel tips, using AI, and so many other things. So let's get started. It comes with a bunch of things in the package. So once you open this, it has like 6 buttons right here. And there's the commander as well as some extension cable. I don't know if I need it or no, but sure. It also comes with the white overlays for the buttons, which I don't think I need because I have black interiors, and it also comes with the pry tool. So let's install it. Click on the car icon, go to search and type in power. That'll show up the power off button right here. Click it and it'll turn off. Before you do it, make sure the doors are open you want to use, because as soon as you open the door, the car would turn it on. So let me show you. So if I click power off right now, the car is off. If I open the door, you'll see it turns back on. Always open the doors you will be using first before turning off the car. So it's not that hard to install it. I'll install it at the back, so for that, I'll make sure the doors are open and the car is turned off. You have to open this panel. It opens up and then you can install the OBD. So not too hard. So what you got to do now is that open these and then install the commander. So simple. This goes here. And this one also plugs right in. Perfect. You heard the click. See the lights here, which means the commander is on. So I just checked the sexy buttons video, and the commander lives really outside, so on the side. So what I'm gonna do is that put this clip and hide it somewhere and put the commander on the side. Let's say somewhere here. Time to put this back. Looks like it's done. The commander is right here. I hope it doesn't interfere with the seats. I'm gonna try it now. Yeah. Okay. So once you install the commander, the very first step is to install the app on your phone. So that's how the commander is set up, the buttons are set up, all the products that Enhanced has set up. So let's install the app. As soon as you open it, you'll see a default car. So I'll name it for my car, which is pretty straightforward. Just click on it and rename. Okay, the car is renamed now. I need to connect the buttons and the commander. Before you connect the buttons, you need to have a commander installed, because the buttons communicate with the commander for all their actions. It's pretty straightforward process. Just follow the instructions on the screen to connect the commander. You might have to hold the right steering wheel button to connect it. As soon as it's connected, you'll see all the options show up on your app. The one thing the commander needs is for you to place the key card in the center console, so it has access to all the features of the car. Once it's connected, the first step is to update it. Once the update is done, pretty straightforward. You have a dashboard screen where you can have 3, 6, 9, and more action items like shortcuts. I don't use the app much, so I'll go directly to the buttons. As I bought them used, they were paired with the commander before. I'll be removing all of them to begin with, and then I'll customize the way I want. To connect a new button is not that hard. You just click on the button on the app that says add a sexy button to rename them. Once you click on it, the app prompts you to press and hold the button, the actual button, so it can pair with it, similar to any other Bluetooth device. So let's do that quickly so I can add all the 4 buttons that I'm planning to use right now. Once done, then you can open each and every button and start customizing it. I think there are a few default items that the buttons have. I'm going to remove them and customize the way I want it. So there are three options: toggle, which is on and off, like a click option, double press, and tap and hold, which the app calls as long press action. For each, you can have an automation or just have one single action. The same way I did one, you can customize all the buttons you have. So I've used the sexy button for the last 2 weeks, and here are my thoughts. If you think of it, it is helpful, but do you think it's always needed? It's like a requirement? No. So my honest opinion is that if you have some budget and you're looking for some shortcuts, some easy access things to do in your car, you should try it. What I've done is that I've placed them in two different locations. I have 6 buttons. I have two under my armrest, one the left, one on the right, and two behind the center screen. I still have two more buttons that I haven't used right now, but I'm thinking to place them somewhere because I already have them. The one concern that I have with the buttons is that if you set them up for double tap or long press, the initial button, the initial task takes a little longer. For example, I have one placed next to the armrest that locks and unlocks my car, and the other one turns on all the lights in the car and turns them off. So press the button once without setting up long press or double tap, it's like instant. But if I enable double tap as well as long, then it takes like half a second more. So not a deal breaker, but just something to keep in mind. So let's go through how I have set up buttons and how I'm using them. So if you go scroll down on the app, you will click on buttons and you can see all the buttons that I have. So starting from the first one, which is arm left, I would say, I've set one to lock unlock. I've set the double press to move the passenger seat forward, and I have a different button that moves it backwards. So I have both the buttons set up in conjunction. I have one more setup that I'm using with the same button is tap and hold. That's to toggle between chill and standard or sport mode of the car. The second most used button I have is placed right next to it, which is turns on and off my interior lights, moves the passenger seat, as well as if I need to open the passenger door, which is a little far if you see, then I can just tap and hold the button and it opens the right door for me. The other two buttons that I've set up are just behind my screen. Also, I'll post some pictures on how and where I'm placing them. But if you look at screen left, I'm not using this button a lot, but maybe I'll set up some other things and see how can I automate some tasks. So I've set up single tap to dim my mirrors and undim them, if you say, because I normally keep it on dim all the time on the Tesla screen. For example, if you're sometimes in indoor parking lots where it's hard to see, the car needs some time to adapt, I just quickly tap the button and it changes the dim mode, which is super helpful, I would say. The second action I have for this button is to open the rear driver door. If I hold the button, it'll open the door. It's pretty straightforward. Similarly, on the right one, I'm still figuring out what is the right way to use this one. What I'm using right now is for double tap and hold. Double tap is to turn off regen completely because I want it. Because if you have a Tesla, you don't normally use your brake pads, and over time they get brittle and everything. And every now and then I turn off regen completely. I use it for let's say 20 minutes, 30 minutes on a drive, and make sure my brake pads are up and running. The second option I've enabled right now is to open the rear passenger door because that's the furthest I would say to open that door if someone is not able to open it easily. I just tap and hold the button for a few seconds and it opens the passenger door. That makes it pretty easy for passengers to come in and out if I am the only driver. Right. So that's how I'm using the buttons right now. I would say there are a few more features that you can use once you have the commander plugged in, even if you don't have the buttons. And I think those are also helpful. For example, if I open the commander option, you'll see there are a bunch of different options. For example, I use the continuous autopilot, which is, I think, a really good feature. So what this does is that if you're driving on autopilot, like normal cars, non-FSD, then you keep it on. And once you change the lane after putting a signal on, it waits for a second and turns it back on. So you don't have to turn back autopilot once you have changed the lane. I think it makes it pretty easy because you don't have to double tap the right stalk to enable your autopilot again. One more feature that I normally use is this one right here, the passenger easy entry. I hope Tesla brings it up in the next software update, but this is really helpful. So what this does is that similar to how easy entry works on driver side, this enables it for the passenger side. So once you open the door, it brings it to easy entry. Once you put the seatbelt on, it goes to the desired position. And there are, of course, a bunch of options. You can disable if the backseat is occupied. You can disable if someone is buckled in the backseat, a bunch of different things. But I keep this on all the time because it's super helpful for the passenger. And there are a bunch of different options, which I am not using right now, but you can if you want to. One thing I would like to highlight is that there are one or two different features that are disabled right now due to changes that Tesla has brought in. One of them, which I was super excited to try, is auto presenting doors, which is like when you walk to the car, the driver door opens automatically. That does not work anymore because so as soon as you close the doors, the screen's off, the power to the commander is also disabled. So you won't be able to access easy entry, which is fine, but I was super excited to use it. The last thing I would say I use is what you can customize the door handles. I've set two different ones. One is to open the front and one is to open the rear charge port. The front's easy. You just hold the driver door in the open position for 2 seconds and it opens the front. You don't have to go to the app. You don't have to go through the screen. So that saves, I would say, what, 15 seconds. And holding the other one super useful because every time you use a third-party charger, you have to go to the app, unlock the charge port, so you can take the plug off. This makes it easy because you can just quickly hold the rear handle and it opens up your charge port. So that is my honest opinion. If you ask me if it's needed, then no, you don't need it. But if you want to try different things, you want to tinker with the settings of your car, I would say, sure, give it a shot. It's not too hard to install and opens a bunch of different options for you to try. So that is for this one. If you have any suggestions or questions, please leave it in the comments below. I'll try to give it a shot and let you know how it goes. That's it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.